I don't mean to offend people, and I want to be very clear in my intentions before sharing the following video. See, in my opinion, artists today are just in such a rush to put out new music that it absolutely consumes them, making them very one-dimensional artists. What do I mean? Well, all their content and all their time is spent writing and getting ready to release their next track. There is absolutely no height, much less depth to this type of content. For me, I want to do iconic work. My plan is to be the go-to for limited edition songs and the accompanying, what we're calling now, NFT packages. And I say what we're calling now because eventually in the future, everything is going to be an NFT. So what are we really talking about here? We're talking about creating music and art that is above and slightly over to the side of what an artist would normally do. What I'm looking to do, and what I recommend you do, is come up with ideas that can have bigger and longer impact. What does this mean? Well, we can have something where we build up a lot of tension and we release it all just at once. Or we can have ideas that develop over time and provide value into the future. To illustrate these ideas further, I've created the following presentation. But first, before we get into that, please smash the like button. It really helps to push this content out and helps us to bring more people and more ideas into the space. Please subscribe, and if you have any questions, please, down below in the comments, let me know. I bring to you now, show me your NFT. Everything you're about to see here is just a complete mock-up that I've done. These are just pictures of myself to represent NFTs. This is all about the packages and the ideas that are contained here in the presentation. So let's get right into it. Right off the bat, I have LTP, what I'm calling link to product. What we have here is the pack. We could be doing like a 500 max supply. It's an animated cover NFT that is linked to one of however many unique colored vinyls that can be randomized on purchase, or perhaps you could have some in more limited quantities and perhaps people bid on those. But the vinyl color matches the color of the NFT, and perhaps it comes with like a hoodie that does the same thing. Now, to illustrate this more, this is kind of what I'm talking about. We can see the labels are matching the color of the hoodie, so it would all just kind of match. So link to product, we have a select number of colors. The NFT color matches the color of the products. This can be randomized. Some colors could be more rare, or again, with it being randomized, certain colors could become more valuable because the market simply decides so. We could also do these for tickets, where we're selling VIP packages, and different colors could illustrate different levels to those packages. Now you might be wondering, how do people get the correct size? Where are we shipping it to? Are they registering? These types of things. So basically the NFT itself would contain in its metadata a link to a website where you would be able to register. Now this would be a special fans only site, and for you it's just another touch point with the fan in reality, right? And that's what we want. Okay, so the next idea here is what are called packs. These can be done in a few different ways, where you could buy multiples of these in one pack, or the whole series is a pack and you would have an equal chance of just buying any number of the NFTs that are in the pack. So you can see here I have like the 10% chance, 1% chance. So in this instance, let's say you bought a pack, it was like a pack of 3. Well, you have a 10% chance of getting some of these, a 5% chance of getting the skull, a 1% chance of getting this kind of animated kind of deal here, right? Versus in another way, you would have an equal chance of getting each one of these images, and it would just be completely randomized. Okay, so with packs, we want to think kind of like trading cards is a good way to think about it. They can have varying rarity. They can be randomized on purchase. They could come in equal quantity, and we let the market decide what is the most valuable. This is great for producers with lots of songs where they're collaborating, okay, where each one of these could be a collaboration with a different singer if you're a producer, or perhaps there's different other producers that you're collaborating with. This would be great for beat packs that you're selling to artists, and also great for collaboration between music and fashion or brands and retail. And this is also a really great idea for doing like pins and stickers as just kind of like additional merch that you would be selling. Okay, the next idea is doing NFTs for experiences. An example of this would be like a VIP thing plus a package. So like the record, the vinyl, plus getting into concerts, lifetime VIP access, getting backstage, meeting the person for dinner, front row access to shows, or just perhaps one show and it comes with the vinyl. You can join them on stage, or they can join you, on stage for one song. Like you could auction that off. They get to come to the show, they get to have dinner with you, they get to sit front row, and then they get to come on stage and butcher a song with you. You could sell VR concerts. You could also sell 360 performances. Now check this out, okay? You could do a whole entire pre-recorded live performance of the album that you're putting out. It's filmed in 360, and now the person buying it can experience this, either in VR or, just via their computer, but you can hide Easter eggs in the 360 performance, right? You could have QR codes places or like little buttons that they could touch or things like that where they could get additional songs to download or earn additional prizes or score points or I don't know, you come up with it. Now, the next thing we have here in experiences is the in real life meetings, right? So we could just auction off dinners, we could auction off coachings, we could auction off, hey, come meet up with me and play tennis or whatever your hobby is. We could meet them at the studio. They could join us for a session. They could even join us at a convention that we're speaking at, where we then go and network with them afterward. We could also auction off interactions, so social media interactions. Perhaps you'll share this person's posts, or you'll tag them in stories, or you'll tag them in certain posts. Perhaps you send them gifts. We've seen Gary Vee is doing this with his, or you're auctioning off virtual meetings where you're maybe a coach or you're doing songwriting or you play an instrument really well or you're doing production, something like this. So the experiences, we're looking at VIP access to concerts, once, twice, for life. We're auctioning off in real life meetings and events. You could plan a yearly event for your fans, and the NFTs get them access, or only certain NFTs can get them access. In real life meetings, you could do 3 meetings planned out over, say, like a year or a lifetime. And this is going to become important here at the end. Now, regular interactions, you could do regular video chats with people. We meet once a month. You could do this as gifts. You could also make somebody your pen pal. You could literally write people letters, and that's what you're auctioning off. And again, the social media interactions. Now, blockchain can be used to verify the in-person meetups, right? Like, so if you want to meet them for the 3 meetings, the usage of their NFT and the meetings can be tracked. Why is this important? Well, the NFT retains its value going onto the secondary market. We can see on-chain that the person used the NFT to only meet once, and there's 2 meetings left, and they have a whole lifetime to use it. Now, because there's only 2 meetings left, there's even more rarity in the meetings. So perhaps this is now going to be worth even more money than it originally was. Another thing that we can do is just simple art with our music. These are great for collaboration, self-expression. If we wanted to, we could also create another tier where it links to a physical product. We could do like an NFT plus a frame that gets shipped. We can also do things that are series, that are like numbered editions, where it's maybe, one of number 150, and perhaps that has more value because it's issued number 1. All right. And this is, great for collaboration between visual artists and musicians. We can add utility by offering some sort of group access to, say, like Telegram or Discord, or perhaps it gets them access to a specific website. And perhaps on this website, there's a way for them to register. And in the future, this NFT makes them eligible, or whoever owns it, it makes them eligible for future gifts of some sort, or future goodies, as I have written here. And the final idea that I have is the idea of intellectual property. And really, this isn't my idea, but I'm just going to riff on it, at least for right now. So I remember back in the day working at a recording studio, and absolutely everybody wanted to include some sort of coloring book or some sort of comic book to go along with their CD that they were going to go out on the road and sell. And now we have the ability to do it digitally, and nobody has the idea to do this. So you could do comic books. This would be great to do concept albums, or like an ongoing musical idea. So if you wanted to do, over the course of a year, you wanted to release 4 EPs and they were seasonal. And the NFTs, if you collect one from each season, perhaps there's something at the end that it gets you. But you can have some sort of ongoing narrative that you can build all throughout releasing them. And that idea, interweaving everything, is the intellectual property. Okay? And you can even work this into some sort of yearly event like we talked about. Gary Vee has done this. If you want more ideas on something to do like that, please go look at he did his NFT package for us to go and see how he did it and copy it and refine it. We could also do things like characters or like little cartoons. If you're an artist, you could draw little characters and sell them off and give them all little storylines. We can have reoccurring characters in our songs. A lot of songs are about struggle and inner demons that we battle. I mean, we can name them and develop them into characters and create storylines and sell them as NFTs if we want to. As we see, this is good for ongoing and reoccurring themes and characters, things that tie into very big picture ideas of what you're trying to do as an artist. And we could also think of brand assets as NFTs. The very first thing, one of the first things I showed us, the packs. Let me get back to it here real quick. These things here, the packs, you'll see. So I have buy a pack, $350 a pack. I have 400 total there, but even if you only sold 250 of them at $350, that's $87,500. And I lowered the number here at the end just to make it more realistic for independent artists. Now, let's say you're some sort of huge artist, a little bit more on the high end, somebody like The Weeknd. He probably pulled in, over $1 million for sure. And I'm guessing the average is about 1.13 mil, just based on a couple of things that I went through, a couple of packages that have sold that I went through. Now, doing the link to product example, doing 500 in quantity and selling it for $500 each. Remember, that was a vinyl that came with a hoodie and an animated NFT. That's $250,000, a decent amount of money, and I don't think selling $500 worth to 500 people really seems that difficult. I don't know. It seems kind of easy, right? And so bidding on the limited quantity stuff goes exponential at the end. As there becomes less and less available, people begin to bid higher and higher. And if you go and look on any of these, the very last one that sells typically goes for like 10x more. We can also make money on the secondary market sales, as we talked about numerous times through here, although I wouldn't bank on that, right? Like, how big are you that there's secondary market value to what you're doing? Unless you come up with a really good idea. And I think that that's absolutely plausible. I'm actually helping lots of people come up with really good ideas right now. And, we can also get future sales and interactions by having people register their NFTs on websites or doing things where they have to register their address and perhaps their size, and we can try to get their name and maybe phone number. So, hey guys, that's the last slide there. I would like to thank you for joining me for Show Me Your NFT. Again, please hit that like button down below. Any questions, comments, you hate this video, whatever, let me know.